This is Neil and Jesse. And tell us where we are right now, what we're going to do out here.
We're in Brushy, Kentucky, on top of a reclaimed mine site. But tell them what we're going to do.
We're gonna build greenhouses, grow CBD hemp, grow industrial hemp.
And how many acres are you to plan to grow on this property?
We should be within the next 1 to 2 years up to 400 to 500 acres.
Okay, and so this is a look at the property. And the interesting thing to me is that this was all strip mining of coal, right?
Right.
Yep.
And so the hemp, can reclaim this land. So while you're growing the CBDs, at the same time, you're actually really good for the soil. You're reclaiming the soil.
To rivet out the soil.
Yeah. So, and 400 acres or?
Well, personally, and then we'll be partnering with a lot of locals. We should have, upwards of 2,000 to 3,000 by the next couple harvests.
Good. So this is on a mountaintop in eastern Kentucky.
Plumb in the head of the holler in eastern Kentucky.
Thank you. Okay, Jesse and Neil in Kentucky Part 2. So tell us what this area is all behind us, and what you're planning on doing here with the hemp.
Starting right over here to your left, all the way around the ridge line here. This is all reclaimed mine land, and that will all be where we build our first row of our greenhouses. That'll be growing CBD hemp.
So right there,
what you're looking at will fit about 16 of our greenhouses.
So 16 greenhouses up in this, quite frankly, unbelievably beautiful Kentucky mountains. What mountains are these?
Brushy Creek, Kentucky.
Wow. And you're going to do...
It's a working cattle farm now, so we'll have cows around the greenhouses. And we've got some donkeys around the greenhouses now when they come in. So this whole area is going to be nothing but greenhouses and donkeys and cattle.
And bees.
And bees, yes. That is one thing.
So this is Kentucky growing hemp up here. This is awesome.
Kentucky mountaintop farming at its best.
Thank you. Growing hemp in Kentucky Part 3.
Hey!
Okay. Hello. This is again Jesse and Neil. So Jesse, tell us what we're doing here on the top of this mountain.
We're on top of a reclaimed mine site, and we've made an area here for our greenhouses to go.
First 14.
And
how many greenhouses?
14 will go side by side right there. 14, 35 foot wide by 120 feet long.
Okay, wait. So the dimensions again are
35 wide, 120 feet long. Each greenhouse, and they'll go side by side. They connect at the seams. They'll go side by side. 14 right there.
And you said it cost $72,000 to
about $70,000 for each.
Okay, and then what's it going to be over here?
And if you turn back around to your left, there'll be another 12 greenhouses side by side along this ridge line.
So these little red flags in the ground.
That's the ends of each greenhouse. That was Neil marking them off.
Okay, so you can see they've marked it off, and this is Kentucky Mountain Hemp Farming, Part 3. What an awesome, this is unbelievable to see this much hemp being grown everywhere around America. You saw, or if you scroll down, you'll see Oregon. When I was up there in Oregon, you can go and see north of Sacramento in California. You can see Pahrump. I mean, we've got hemp growing all over the place.
Over there,
and here it is in the hills of Kentucky. Okay, we're back with Jesse and Neil in Kentucky Mountain Hemp Growing, Part 4. So tell us what this area is.
This is where our main greenhouse will be. You got a shot at them up there a minute ago.
Okay, so this is the flat area that we shot when we were up on that hill. And this is where, so go ahead.
This is where the initial 12 to 14 greenhouses will go. And down here is our main pond for water, for feeding our greenhouse. We plan on setting it up kind of as a hydroponic system where the excess water drains back into a bladder, and we will just have to add a little bit of that water to that and bring the nutrients up a little bit. Therefore, we'll be saving all the water that would have been and nutrients that would have gone into the ground and gone away. We'll be using them again. We'll be running them back through the system.
Awesome. Part 4. And what is that house? That's a gorgeous house. Is that a log cabin?
That's a log cabin on a reclaimed mine site with a Spanish tile roof. That's a junior's farm cabin.
Cool. Okay, Part 4, Kentucky farming with hemp. Part 5 with Jesse and Neil in the Kentucky mountains. As you can see in the background, I'll say what that is. That's tailings or the result.
The first ridge line that you recorded.
Right, that was what we recorded earlier, and that's the result of coal mining. And this is a pond. What are you guys going to do here?
This will be our main pond that will refill those ponds as we use water up there. We'll be pumping it up. We'll be using water wheels. And about every 125 feet, we will have a small pumping station that's run off of solar power that will pump the water up the mountain. We checked the outflow here to see if we had the 4.5 million gallons a year we needed, and it's actually flowing at about 24 million gallons a year.
And what will the water wheel here do?
Well, we will put them. We'll have to figure out how far apart we want to space them, because you'll only get about 70% of the power that they generate will only be is all that'll be usable power. I think is what my guys told me. So that'll start the process. It'll build up the batteries, start pumping it up to the stations. Then about every 100, 125 feet, there'll be a solar pumping station, solar ram pumping station up the mountain that'll bring the water all the way to the top.
Awesome. So this is part 5 of hemp farming in the hills of Kentucky. This is some thousands of acres here we're looking through, driving all through the mountains. There's so much going on here, it's hard to capture it all. But this is Kentucky and a new crop, industrial hemp and CBD, high CBD yield CBD plants from hemp.